Alright guys, what is up? And today I'm coming at you with a deck profile for my Madolche deck. Now you might notice something right off the back is that video quality is just significantly better than what you're used to seeing on my channel. Well, that's because I actually got a new camera for my birthday yesterday. Because that's what my mom, like when she was asking me what I wanted for my birthday, she basically told her, kind of was looking forward to getting a new camera because the one I have for my current video situation is just overall not really the best. But I got a Samsung HMX F90, about $130 at Walmart. Honestly, really good camera for the price. But yeah, you're going to start seeing just overall better video quality, and decided, hey, why not test it out with the deck profile? Because I played around with it last night when I first got it to kind of understand how it works, and to see what the quality looks like on the different types of videos I'm going to be recording. But yeah, enough of that. Basically, we're just going to get into the deck profile. But Madolches are really fun to play. They're not the most budget-friendly deck, but once the Megatins come out, Madolche and Jelly should be getting a reprint in there, making this deck a little bit easier on your wallet. But some of the cards, they should be relatively easy to get in the lower rarities. First off, we're going to get into the extra deck. We play 2 Madolche Queen Tiramisu. She's basically your boss monster of the deck. Basically, to summon her, you need 2 level 4 Madolche monsters, which that isn't really the hardest thing to do in this deck, which is why you play 2. And she's like one of the key cards that really gets your combo to just like go crazy. Because the whole point of Madolches is basically they're going to shuffle stuff back in the deck, and they're going to basically build off of that mechanic. And what Tiramisu does, you can detach material and shuffle up to 2 Madolche cards in your graveyard, shuffle them back in the deck, and then shuffle an equal number of cards your opponent controls back in the deck. So that doesn't target, so it gets around a lot of different card effects that just basically say, hey, you can't target me with this. And you'll just put, okay, summon Tiramisu, shuffle it back in the deck, and you have to bring it back out all over again. So yeah. And we also play 1 Downward Magician because we do play a lot of rank 3s, and it's just really good with a lot of those rank 3s once they're basically dead and out of materials. So you just can still make use of them. I'm also playing a Daigusto Emerald whenever I've been testing this online, but I don't have a Daigusto Emerald at the moment, but I do have one coming in a trade pretty soon, so yeah, you kind of want to play that. Then for rank 3s, Ghost Trick Alucard because he's just a good generic rank 3, can pop stuff. 1 Giga Brilliant because boost up your monsters, why not? Number 17, wind up Zen Mains because you can just sit on him. If your opponent starts to back you into a corner, you can just sit on him. If they do try to get rid of it, they're going to have to burn through some resources to get rid of him. And then even if you do get his effect off, you're still going to be able to pop stuff. Now for the key rank 3, oh, and also 1 Equipped Engineer, but I'm honestly thinking about taking him out because I don't really use him that often. But the thing is, I don't know what I would put in his place. Now the key rank 3s you're going to need to play are 2 MX Saber Invoker. He takes 2 level 3 monsters, and then it's a once per turn effect where you can detach material, special summon level 4 Earth Warrior or Beast Warrior type monster from your deck and face up defense position, but destroy it during the end phase. So that gets to one of your key combo cards, Madolche Messengelado, which I'll get into him later once we get into the main deck. So if you just have him on the field, that's like an instant rank 4 play. Just allows you to quickly bring out your Tiramisu. The next we play 2 Levy of the Sea Dragon because some cards in this deck do banish, so you just want to have him there, just kind of recycle your banished stuff. And then for the 2 Synchros, move these off to the side, Naturia Barkion, and then Naturia Beast, because this deck really just wants to make its plays go crazy, and if your opponent activates some sort of disruptive spell like Dark Hole or Raigeki to get rid of all your monsters, or the MST one of your Madolche spells or traps, that's where Beast comes in, and then basically Naturia Barkion, the same thing but with traps. So these are just kind of there to help keep your opponent from disrupting your plays. Now on to the main deck. Of course, you gotta play 3 copies of Madolche and Jelly, the new card. Well, I say new card, but it came out in Primal Origin, but it was new at the time. And just really helped out Madolches. But what you can do is, whenever it's destroyed in your possession, you can shuffle it back in the deck. Because all the Madolches that have that effect, where if it's in your possession, it gets destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effect, you can shuffle it back in the deck. So there's really no way to have your Madolches dead. Well, I say that, but if you detach those materials, that's basically where they stay in the graveyard. Because if they got shuffled back into the deck whenever they detach those materials, it'd be too broken. But Angeli's main effect you want to play her for is you can tribute her Special Summon Madolche from the deck, and then it basically can't be destroyed by battle, so that's just really, really good. And plus, she's a fairy and level 4, so she has a little bit of utility with bringing out Tiramisu. And plus, you can recycle her with Levier. And then next we have one Madolche Madolche, another one of your key level 4s. But she's basically your searcher. You normal summon her, or flip summon, and then you add a Madolche from your deck to your hand. The next 3 Madolche Messenger Gelato. You might notice this one's a little bit off because I'm actually having a proxy one at the moment because nobody has this card around where I live. So I'm having a proxy with a fake one I got called Magic Dessert Gelling Ice Cream Postman. Basically, Messenger Gelato's effect you want to play him for also because he's a level 4. He's your Earth Warrior target for Invoker. But when you control another Beast type Madolche monster, you can add Madolche spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So that's just really, really good. And then your 2 Beast Madolche monsters you're going to have are 3 Mufle. Mufle, when it's normal summon, you can special Madolche from your hand, so you usually want to go for either Messenger Gelato so you can get your Madolche spell or traps, or go for Hoot Cake. Hoot Cake's effect is you can banish a Madolche from your graveyard, special summon one from the deck, except another Hoot Cake. So usually one of your best combos is to open up with this and a Mufle. And what you do is you normal summon Mufle. Mufle's effect goes off, then you can special summon a Hoot Cake, and then if you already have a Madolche in grave, you can banish it. And usually the Madolche you want to banish with Hoot Cake is Madolche Angeli, and then you have those banished, and then you overlay, but basically after, or got mixed up there. What you do after you resolve Hoot Cake's effect is you want to special summon Messenger Gelato so you get Madolche spell or trap, so it's going to be the Chateau or Ticket. Then you overlay these 2 into Levier the Sea Dragon, detach material, and then you basically bring back your Angeli, and then you can use Angeli and Messenger Gelato to go into Tiramisu. So that's like one of your best things to open up with. And apologize if you hear any noises in the background, that's a frog outside because it's raining. But for the non-Madolches, 2 Spell Striker, because this deck is really, really spell heavy, and once they hit the graveyard, you just kind of don't really have anything to do with them there. They just kind of sit there, so why not make use of them? Because what you do is you can banish a spell card, special summon him from the hand. That's really the only reason you want to play him. His second effect's really irrelevant. But he's an Earth Warrior in level 3, so he's also an Invoker target. Oh no, never mind, I lied. He's not an Invoker target, but you basically use him to go into Invoker is what I'm trying to say. And the next 2 TG Striker, because he's your tuner, and that's what you use to go into Naturia Beast and Naturia Barkion. And plus, he's just really good if you don't have any monsters on the field. You can summon him and then start doing your crazy Madolche stuff. And also, he has a little bit of utility with TG Whirl, which I only played 1. I did originally have him at 2, but I felt like 1 was just a little bit better. So that's it for the main deck. Or main deck monsters, at least. For the spells, 2 Madolche Chateau and 2 Madolche Ticket. Chateau's effect is whenever it's activated, you can shuffle all Madolche monsters in your graveyard back into your deck, and then all of your Madolche monsters gain 500 attack and defense. And then, if a Madolche monster would be returned to your deck by the effect of Madolche monster, i.e. Tiramisu, you can add it to your hand instead, so it just keeps your stuff, or just constantly keeps your hand refilled. And the Madolche Tickets effect is when a Madolche monster is returned from your side of the field or graveyard to your hand or main deck, by a card effect. You can add a Madolche monster from your deck to your hand, and then if you control a fairy type Madolche, Tiramisu, she's a fairy. Also, Angeli, she's a fairy. So if you control either of those 2, you can special summon it instead. But it's a once per turn effect. That's the only downside, but that's understandable, because if it wasn't once per turn, then that'd just be too broken. The next 2 Rhoda, just search out your Spell Striker, your TG Striker, or your Messenger Gelato. And then 3 copies of MST, because again, Madolches, they don't really like back row too much. Because if your opponent flips like a Mirror Force, or just Storming Mirror Force, actually, now that that's a new card. So you just want to get rid of all those pesky spells and traps so you can get your attacks off. The 1 Raigeki, because if your opponent's field's wide open, then it's a lot greater chance of you getting your OTK off with all of your Madolches. Next, triple Upstart Goblin, because a little bit of consistency never hurt anyone. And give your opponent 1,000 life points isn't that big of a deal in Madolches, and plus, it's also a really good target to banish with Spell Striker. One terraforming, just go ahead and add your Madolche, field spell your Madolche Chateau. Because usually what I like to do is I'll activate terraforming to go ahead and search out Chateau, and then get off your Messenger Lotto effect to go ahead and add your ticket, and then you can just go crazy from there. The next 2 copies of Double Summon, because usually you don't see this card too often, but an extra Null Summon Madolches actually really helps the deck out a lot. So there's the spells. Told you there's a lot of spells. And then for the traps, 2 Threatening Roar, because if you do kind of have a bad hand, then you can just set this and protect yourself for a turn, or if you want to keep your Madolches on the field for another turn, you can just flip that. And then 2 Wiretap. I'll explain that Madolches, they don't like back row, so Wiretap really helps against those pesky trap cards. So yeah, that's it for my Madolche deck profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, because this deck's really fun to play. I don't really have a side deck for it, because I don't really plan on taking this deck to locals. I just kind of play for fun sometimes, because Madolches are not exactly the most competitive deck, because they're so combo oriented, but once you learn the combos, then you can do a lot better with this deck than you would normally. But just overall, they're just really fun to play, and a really cool deck, especially because of the artwork on these. They look really cool. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will catch you guys later, and hope you guys enjoyed the better video quality.